Wholesale to Million family, what up, what up? I'm back with another subscriber first wholesale deal interview. So remember, if you like this interview, if it add any value to you, please show us, my guests, some love, smash the thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the Wholesale to Million family, where we are the doer and not just the talker, all right? So make sure you smash that subscribe button, turn on the bell notification, so when you obviously upload a new video like this, you get notified. Also, if you recently closed your first wholesale deal, please give me an email over to WTMfam@gmail.com. Love to bring you onto the show to share your stories. The reason why I do this is to inspire and to motivate those of you who's out there trying to get your first wholesale deal done, because I know the first one is always the toughest. But man, when you get that first one done, man, the rest is history. So I got the man, the one and only Kaleef from Detroit, Michigan, closed his first wholesale deal for, give me the drum, $20,111.66. Welcome, my man.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Dude, thank you so much, man, for taking the time to jump on, man. Really appreciate it. But I'm going to let you take it over, bro. Share with us kind of your background, your stories, and then kind of how you got into real estate and then leading into your first wholesale deal, bro.
Awesome. Yeah. So this, for me, has been a long journey. It goes all the way back to the end of 2017. I was working for a major car rental company, and they kind of gave me the runaround. I was living in Ohio and wanted to relocate to get closer to family in Michigan. And they wouldn't allow me to transfer. So kind of at that point, my step into entrepreneurship was expedited, I guess you would say. And come January that next year, you know, I started the gig life. Actually looked into wholesaling back in 2016, 2015 or so, but convinced myself I was too busy to get it started. But I thought this was as good a time as any. You know, I started researching about it, taking some courses, you know, taking small action steps and things of that nature. Got quite a few deals under contract, but learned that getting it under contract is half the battle. You know, sometimes these things fall apart, excuse me, at the closing table. But, you know, I kept with it because I, you know, see people doing it. Actually started following you, Khang. And, you know, your story was really inspiring because it was hitting, you know, dead on what I was going through. Just kind of, you know, some hits with some of the things that I had my hands in. I know you had your kiosk in the mall. You know, I know you worked at the factory. And it just seemed like you couldn't see the forest from the trees, but you know, this one.
Yep, right on, brother.
This one is huge, and I know it only takes one, and, you know, here we are.
Kaleef, I think we're having a little connection issue, bro.
Are we?
Kaleef.
You're frozen on my end. I'm good. Oh, you're back.
Yep. Okay. I apologize, bro.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, it's now you know, with this check, I'm able to you know, enjoy some time with my family, you know, invest some of this money back into marketing, and pursuing that next one to do this consistently, you know, to get 1 to 2 of these things a month.
Nice, brother. So, okay, man, Kaleef, so when did you initially discover and then start getting into wholesaling? You said back in what, 2017?
2016, somebody actually suggested a book to me, and I came across the concept. It was I don't know if you're familiar with Nick Ruiz. It was called I believe the book was called Flip. And he's a guy, I believe, that does wholesaling out of Wisconsin. And conceptually it made sense, you know, but big picture wise, I had to get my processes down to make sure I could consistently do my marketing. You know, I had the shiny object syndrome, you know, jumping from list to list to list to see what would work. And, you know, the last, I'd say 6 to 7 months, honestly, what's been working for me is just consistently pursuing the same seller motivation that's been bringing in the leads that actually, led to this deal.
Nice, man. Nice. So, so Kaleef, my questions to you. Okay, so you started back in 2016.
Back in 2018 is when I decided I was going to go full hilt with it. 2016, I kind of, muddled around with it, but
So gotcha. Okay, so
job,
2017. Do you remember the month?
It was officially, I would say it was February of 2018 is when I got started.
Okay, so February of 2018.
Yep.
Okay, man. Now, and how long did it took you to get your first deal? Because I know everybody likes to know that.
Oh man, that year I did my first deal, in believe it was June, but it wasn't a wholesale deal. It was a situation. I got a property under contract, but it was a better situation for a realtor deal. So I partnered with a realtor on it, and he actually got it listed and sold it, and I made about $800.
Hmm. Okay, gotcha. Now, so after that, okay, so that one. Now, how long did it took you to do this one?
Oh man, this one is about 2 years later. 2 years, 2 years and a month later.
Dang, bro. And you still have a full-time job?
Yeah, so I actually do credit restoration as well full time. So if any of you out there need that help, you
Have
can
bad
find me.
credit?
Yep. If you need me, you can find me at Coach Chameleon with a K, KoachKamillion
So
on
I
Instagram.
expect, dude, bro. So I expect your credit to be good.
Yeah, my credit's A1. I just had it ran, man.
Oh,
A1.
how old are you, dude?
I just turned 31 this year.
Nice, bro. Okay, so let's talk about your first your 20K wholesale deal, bro.
Yeah.
So start by what list did you pull? How do you find the seller and etc.
So this actually came in from a Facebook lead, believe it or not.
So you run Facebook ad?
Yeah, was running a Facebook ad. This actually came outside of the city in the suburbs, which the realtor I partnered with, ran the comps for me. And this was a hot area. Nothing really lasts in this area more than about 2 or 3 days once it's listed.
Dang, okay.
So, it came across. I spoke with the seller. It was an son-in-law was, kind of doing the work for his mother-in-law. She was in her 80s, owned the house, but nobody in the family wanted it. So, they asked initially for 120K. ARV is about 180. And kind of going through your methods, man, talked them down to 91,000 plus closing costs.
Oh, dang, bro. From 120 down to 91K. Okay.
But that's not even the killer, man. We had my realtor buyer or my realtor partner had a builder that was interested that he said he would give us 94.
Okay.
Which there's not really any spread there after closing. So, I asked the son-in-law, hey, it's empty. You mind if I throw it on the contractor lockbox? I'd like to, walk a few more people through it, to see if I can get you guys a little bit more money. And he agreed. Got it on the contract.
Wait.
Sure.
Kaleef, quick
Sure.
question, bro.
Yeah.
So you locked this property under contract with the seller at 91K.
Initially, I offered 95.
Okay, hold on. So it was under contract for 95.
Yep.
Okay, hold on. So it was under contract for 95K. And were this done virtually, or did you went out to see the property and meet up with the seller?
Yeah, this is actually in my market. So I actually met with the seller about 20 minutes out.
Gotcha. Okay, and what was the estimated rehab?
Estimated rehab on it was probably somewhere between 40 to 50K.
Okay, so 40 to 50K. How many bedroom and bathroom?
3 bedroom, 1 full bath and a half bath.
Okay. And do you know what the square footage is?
I believe it was just over 1,700 square feet.
Okay. And it needs complete rehab, right?
Yeah, man, it still had the kitchen from the 50s, 60s, man. It was crazy.
So just so people understand, because I know a lot of you, when you're starting out, the biggest thing for you is, hey, Khang, how do I figure out ARV and how do I figure out the rehab cost? Well, and that's why I like, Kaleef here to run through these numbers. So when you come across a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, 1,700 square feet, you know this, if it need completely updated. So in this neighborhood here, so does it need all the bell and whistle, granite countertops, so all that, right? That's
Absolutely.
how. Okay. So now you have an idea. Next time you talk to a seller, 1,700 square feet, 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, you know it's going to cost roughly about 40 to 50K. Now, okay. So you mentioned you told the seller that you wanted to see if you can get a more money for the property. My question to you is, are you positioning, like, how are you positioning yourself, Kaleef? Like, do they know, bro, that you are not a buyer, or what's going on?
Yeah, so initially, with the numbers run, my initial offer was 82.5, and they,
Reject.
weren't interested in that at all. So, I said I think I could do 95 to get you a little bit more. I would just need to get it put on the lockbox, have some of my partners walk through it with me, to see if we can get you approved, for a little bit more funds. And they agreed to it. As I said, that one builder came in at 94. So I knew worst case scenario, I could do 94. But my partner, the guy I partnered with, was a realtor, and the house was empty. So he said, we can do a listing, throw it on the MLS and see if we get any bites that way. Listed on the MLS, first offer came in at 107, which we were, really happy with. And then shortly after that, a realtor called and said, hey, I got a client that's approved for funding that really likes this house. Do you have any offers upward of 130K yet? And, I was like, yeah, we'll definitely entertain that offer, if you can get it closed, no contingencies, because we do have some strong cash offers already, and put down a 5K EMD. And, they said absolutely. And when they submitted the offers, actually 135, 5K EMD can close within 3 weeks.
Dang. Okay. Hold on a second. For those of you, I'm going to slow this down a little bit. So okay, bro. So you offer 85 and they reject it, right?
82.5, yeah, and they rejected it.
Okay, so 82. So you told them, hey, I can go up to 95, put it on the contract, but so you tell them, hey, it's not, it's not a guarantee. I have to walk my partner through it to make sure that we can make that number work. Is that how you position yourself, bro?
Yeah, absolutely. And I gave them the contingency at 95 with my partner's walkthrough, and they said they weren't comfortable, with any contingencies, because they did have a cash offer come in at, I believe, 90K with no contingencies.
Okay.
So I said, it gave me a little leverage. I said, I can go ahead and close with no contingencies, but it'd have to be at 91,000 plus closing cost. And they agreed. So that's what we shook on, signed on, and got under contract. So I got it under contract with them for 91 plus closing costs. And then my retail buyer, purchased it at 135 plus closing costs.
Okay, bro. All right, man. I think everybody kind of get a little confused here.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so when you initially talk to the seller, you offer them 82 something.
Yep.
And they reject it because they said they have another offer at 90.
90K. Yep. 90K plus closing costs.
So they got another offer at 90K plus closing costs.
Yep.
With no contingent.
Yep.
And so you came back and offered them 91?
Yeah, they went with 91 plus closing costs, no contingencies, 500 EMD.
Okay, but you said that you locked it under contract at 95.
Yep, I got it under contract initially at 95. but I had contingent upon, partner and contractor walkthrough and approval.
Oh, right. But here's my question for you.
Sure.
So the seller mentioned to you that they have an offer of cash for 90,000, no contingent. You offer them 95 with a contingent.
Right.
And they took your offer instead.
They went with my offer verbally, but when I sent it over and it had the contingency,
Right. Inspection.
exactly. They
Okay.
they didn't, they said the 90,000 was more appealing to them because there's no contingencies.
Okay. So now then how did you get them to accept your 95?
They actually accepted the 91 because I told them I had my
Okay,
contractors. Go ahead.
Okay, bro. So which means you didn't lock it up on a contract at 95 because they haven't signed, right?
Correct. Yeah, that was my initial my offer post the 82.5. I offered 95.
Yeah, got you, bro. Okay, so basically you offer them 95. So you didn't got it under contract at 95.
No, I got it under contract officially at 91 plus closing costs.
Okay, got you. Okay, so you got it under contract at 91 plus closing costs. Now here's my question though.
Sure.
So you told them, hey, 91,000, no contingent, right?
Yep.
But then you also mentioned, hey, I want to walk my partner through it, see if I can get you more cash.
That was at the 82.5 is where that conversation happened. When I offered them 82.5, they said that wouldn't work. So I said, I think I can do 95. I would just have to get my partners to walk through it, to get approved for that funding. And they said that was fine. But I guess on my end, that was a miscommunication. It was their assumption that I was going to do that and then write up the contract at 95 with no contingencies, that my partners walked through it and it was good to go. But my intention was to write that in the contract. So when I sent that over, they seen the contingencies at the 95 and they said that wouldn't work.
Okay, bro. So, okay, hold on a second, dude. Okay, so you initial offer was 82. Let's just make it even. So 82.
Yep.
So and seller said obviously won't work, and you told the seller, hey, I'm gonna walk my partner through it. Maybe I can get you a little bit more money. Maybe we can come up to 95.
Correct. That was verbally.
Right. So they said it was okay, but it's just verbal. Now my question to you is, so you must have sent out the buyers to walk through the property, right?
No, I sent out the contract at 95 with the contingency of the buyers walking through.
Right, but they say no.
They said they didn't like the contingency.
Okay.
Because of the 90K offer with no contingencies.
Okay.
So I sent it over at 91 plus closing cost.
Yes.
Because again, before I had that conversation with them, I had a guy ready to buy it at 94.
Oh, now it makes sense. Okay,
yep.
I see. So that's the reason why you're able to move forward with confidence, saying, hey, no contingent. I don't need anybody to walk through it. We can do 91.
Yep.
Okay, I see. Because you already have a buyer in place that's ready to go at 94.
Yep.
I see. So once they sign, and what was the earnest money?
Earnest money on my end was $500.
Okay, 500 and okay, so $500. Did you bring it up, or did the seller bring it up, the earnest money?
No, just here in my situation with, in the few years in the past, I had a couple of contracts where I didn't put an EMD down. So it didn't hold up, where I had a couple of, guys trying to backdoor me. I didn't have a EMD, even for $10. So it kind of shook me out the deal.
I see. Yep. So for those of you who don't understand, for the contract between you and the seller, or whoever it is, like you and the seller, you and the buyer, whatever it is, it only becomes legit, like solid, unless there is an exchange in the money. That's why you got to drop off, and that contract is sealed. It can be $1, $10, whatever the case may be. You never want it. You don't have to bring it up to the seller. If the seller doesn't ask, you don't have to bring it up. And that's why the reason why I asked Kaleef, because I know some people just put $1, $10, $5, whatever it is, okay? But in this case, he made it 500. Okay, so $500. Okay. So now you're under contract for that 91. And how was the how about the closing date?
Closing date, my guy was ready to close, as soon as the title work came back. So
No, no,
we
no,
would
no,
have
no,
closed.
no. But my question to you is, what do you have the closing date with the seller?
Oh, seller was 30 days out.
Gotcha. Okay, so 30 days. Okay, so you lock it up at 91, ready to move forward to close on the property. You know that you already have a buyer at 94. Now you putting it out there to see if obviously you can get more money for it, right?
Yes.
I see. Okay. So now when you mentioned that you put it on the market, did you tell the seller that you were going to list it?
No. So with that situation, I told them it was in the contract. So when I went through the contract with them, it did say in there that I could list it on the MLS for more exposure. So I was transparent with them in that regard.
Okay, good.
But that wasn't my initial plan since I had the guy at 94.
Okay, right. I understand what you're saying, bro. But a lot of people don't understand, so I want to make sure that we clear things up here. So you actually went through the whole contract with the seller.
Yep.
How do you explain to the seller when you had it listed?
So
I'm sorry, like when you gone through the contract with the seller, how did you explain it to them that you were going to list the property?
So in the contract, it says that, upon signing, they give us access, without, getting in the way. So we're able to get in the house whenever we need to show the property. We are able to list the property if need be, or market it on, different social media platforms or Facebook or what have you, to just try to get more exposure. Again, just tying back to helping them by allowing them to get the most amount of money we can for them.
Okay, so that's okay. I just want to make sure. So that's how you explain it to them? Kaleef.
Yep, I'm here.
So I mean, so that's how you explain to them?
Yes. Just letting them know that we, once we get it under contract, we will be performing on the contract to get it sold. But
Right.
Sometimes we close on it ourselves, and then sometimes we do partner with other parties, to close on the property. So it may not be me personally that signs on the dotted line, but it'll be myself or one of my partners. And these are, the methods by which we, are able to get the home purchased and get them the money we agreed upon.
Oh, okay. So basically, okay. I know people are gonna have this question. So you signed a contract with me to buy for 91,000.
Yep.
And now you're saying you're gonna put my property on the market and trying to find somebody else to buy the property for more?
Yeah, essentially, I let them know.
Like,
it was my intention to close on the property, so I don't
right.
know, which is what I did.
Right. My question to you, what I don't understand, is that you got under contract for 91,000 that you're going to purchase the property. It's just that when you explain to the seller that you were going to put the property on the market, you're saying, hey, that you, like, I guess my question is, how do you explain that?
Well, I mean, in this case, this wasn't a conversation I had to have with them. I think we're talking two different things.
Okay.
It states that in the paperwork.
Sure.
But it was my intention with them to close on the property myself.
Okay, I got you, bro. So it is in the contract, but it's not. So you didn't bring the conversation up with the seller, correct?
Yeah, because I have once we got a little deeper, I guess, into the rabbit hole, I have a private money lender that was gonna allow me to close with them at the 91.5. So that closing happened with them. So
okay, bro, I understand. I just want to make sure that the listener, people that listen to, understand and actually do this the right way.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's in the contract. You didn't have the conversation with the seller, so you went ahead and list the property with the agent on the market while it's under contract. You haven't closed on it yet, correct?
Correct, yes. It was listed prior to closing.
So I guess, did the seller see that you list the property for more money?
No, that never came up between me and them.
Got it. Okay, so for those of you listen, if you can list them, so basically, if you can actually list the contract on the MLS, man, I'm telling you, you just, just like Kaleef here, and it happens to us, you'll make way more money, 10-15% more than if you were just to send it out to your, savvy investor or your pool of buyers. Because when you're able to put it on the market, you're targeting everybody. Maybe the husband and wife, they save up some money, they're willing to buy this property, they fall in love with the property, not the numbers, because they're not investors. They're willing to fix it up, have some equity, right? Sweat equity in the property, live in the property for 2 years and resell it, just a regular way, right? Of investing, not the savvy investors. And that's why you're able to get more, like a bigger profit, bigger spread on your wholesale deal. But let me share something with you, how I do it, so you guys understand, okay? So how I do it is in our contract, just like you, bro. It's in our contract, right? It's that hey, we're able to list the property on the market, blah 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 blah. So I typically don't explain that to the seller if they don't ask. So they just go through the whole thing, right? Once they sign the contract, because here's how I operate, because I don't want the seller to be overwhelmed. I want that contract to sign. Until a contract is signed, you get a nothing. People like to talk about the deal, the numbers, and all that, but dude, if the contract is not signed, dude, you're just wasting your time. Yep. So all I'm focusing on is it's not overwhelm the seller. Once the contract is signed, and then I will send the deal out to my pool of cash buyer, or within like a day. If I got no action, no bite, okay, from it, then before I list it on the MLS, I would call the seller up and I would actually talk to the seller. I would say, let's just say Kaleef is the seller. I'll say, hey, Kaleef, so here's something that we like your help with, and please let us know if this is something that works for you or not. If it doesn't work for you, we completely understand, not a problem. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm pushing the seller, hey, let them know it's their choice. If they can help us out, that's great. If they don't want to, that's not a problem. So I would tell them, I said, hey, Kaleef, so here's what we're planning to do. Obviously, I have an agreement on buying your property at X amount. But what typically what we like to do, Kaleef, is that we would like to put this property on the MLS, on the market, to find ourselves a home owner and buyer. So, we'd like to find ourselves that home owner that goes in. So when we do a remodel, we can cater to their taste of what they want. Because, Kaleef, I hope you can understand, sometimes we fix it up, and the way that we remodel, people go in and they say, I don't like this paint, I don't like this kitchen, I don't like the way that it sits, I don't like the layout of the house. So it costs us more money. We have to make changes, based on whoever it is that was going to purchase the property. And due to the whole COVID, Kaleef, things sits on the market for a long time. We as an investor, we like to, assure that we can have a buyers, in place. So when we finish the remodel, it's to the way that they like it, right? And then we already have a buyer in place. But nothing, nothing that we have agreed on changes. You don't have to worry about the realtor commission, like all that. We are taking care of all of that. We just need your help to be okay with us putting on there, finding ourselves a home owner. So when we do the remodel, we cater to what they want, and we hope that you can understand that, and we hope that you can help us and assist us with that. So that's how I position myself. They already signed the contract. In the contract, it already allows me to do it. So I don't need them to sign anything else, right? And if they say no, guess what? I just won't do it. Because listen, man, if you do it and if they find out, it's gonna go bad, right? It's like it can go down really, really bad. Like it can cost you a deal. So it's better to be upfront, because when you put it on the MLS, man, the neighbor's gonna see, like they are gonna see it. And you got lucky, I guess, that they don't see. But I'm sure that if they see it, you'll be like, hey, I got the money. I'm just going to go close on it and this and that. I'm sure that you'll be able to find a way out of it. But for those of you, just to prevent, I would always tell the seller before I would list the property. Just an FYI, okay? And that's how I position myself. So that way, when you lock the property on the contract for 100, you put it on the market for 150, seller will be like, oh, hell to the no.
Right.
you know what I mean? You're trying, no, Kaleef, we're gonna buy for 100. We gotta renovate the property and all of that. We gotta pay all the closing costs, all the fees, right? So now when they see that big spread, they don't, it doesn't make, like, they know that you're not making that profit because you got to do the renovation. I'm just letting you know that the homeowner is going to buy this property at 150, you know, with us going in there, we got to do all the renovation as well. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. Even though, so I'm telling you, doesn't matter how big your spread is, right? That's how you explain to the seller. Right, Mr. Seller. Well, so the ARV on the property, which is not 150, right? But you tell them that's what the property's worth after we fix it up. So we're gonna buy for 100. We're gonna put like 20K into it. We're gonna fix it up. We're gonna pay all the closing costs, and our homeowner will be in the property. That's what they buying it at after we fix everything up.
Love it, love it.
So I hope that makes sense. So even if you know, we've got such a big spread and we explain that to the seller, oh, you know, the seller understands. Okay, bro, let's move on to the next one, man.
Sure.
So, okay, so you got it out to the buyer. Now, the buyer that offered you the 135K, did they do any kind of walkthrough on the property?
Yeah, so I think the buyer is into real estate himself, so he kind of was the walkthrough, the contractor, and the inspector. So he did his initial walkthrough with the realtor. Said it works for him. He could put down the EMD, close within 3 weeks. Then they did an appraisal, I believe, a week before closing, and that was it.
Gotcha. Okay, so and how quick was the closing, bro?
I closed with my buyer Wednesday, and they closed with me the following week, Thursday.
No, so was it okay, was it a 10-day closing, 15 days closing?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, with the seller, it was about a 10 to 14-day closing.
Okay, so once you find a buyer, the buyer was able to close within 10 to 14 days, right?
Yep.
Okay, and you did a double closing?
Did a double closing, yep.
I see. Okay, gotcha. So you did a double closing. So I guess the profits it's around like 40K, man. So
yeah.
Did you have to split 50-50 with the agent or something?
Yeah, so how me and the agent worked it out is that he put up the money because he just had a few projects he sold off. So he put up the money to be able to close with the seller. He didn't charge me that much to finance me. And then we split the deal 60-40 in my favor.
I got you. Okay, so it's obviously it's like a partnership, not like a JV deal.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, I see, bro. I got it, man. So so here's my next question for you. Your title company.
Here you go, Daddy.
Kaleef, here's something that I think that you should take in consideration in doing is see if you can find a title company. Okay, in Detroit, Michigan, man, is it a title or is it a attorney?
It's a title company, yeah.
Okay, good, man. If I were you, man, I would call around a couple of title company and ask them, can I speak to an escrow agent that knows how to do a double closing, and ask them if they can use the end buyer's fund, man, to fund the whole transaction. Some title company don't do it, but there are title companies that can actually do that, and that will save you, you know,
a lot.
Yeah, I mean, that will save you like splitting, right?
Yeah.
Splitting, and you can go and close $1 million property without a partner, with having no money in the bank. Okay, just an FYI, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so 5K non-refundable on the buyer side. Oh, got it. Okay, so that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, comment down below. So Kaleef, okay, now my question to you is, how do people connect with you, bro?
On Instagram, I'm heavily active. You can find me on there, Coach Chameleon. That's KoachKamillion. On Facebook, Kaleef Williams is where you can find me, kind of doing my thing.
Awesome, man. I'll make sure I'll put Kaleef all of his links just right below. Now, bro, any last word for those that are trying to close their first deal, man?
I mean, if you're in the Detroit market, I like to get with like-minded people. I mean, in the whole U.S. for that matter. You know, on Facebook, I do have my house buying page, Kaleef Buys Homes. You know, you can reach out to me there for any questions. But the biggest thing, man, is to fail forward. Is my biggest thing. that's been my mission, 2020 with all that's been going on. If you focus on what everybody else is saying, they're saying that you can't get this type of stuff done during these times because people don't, want to be, dealing with being in close proximity with people and things of that nature. It's just not true. People still need our help. You just got to keep those irons in the fire. And that's what really helped me is, these folks really needed help. We kept our safe distance and had masks and all that good stuff. So you can still make it happen to get out here and, help save some people and win for yourself and your family. So keep pushing it. We're into this third and fourth quarter of the year. So, the worst or best of it is behind us. It doesn't matter. It's what the future brings.
I love it, bro. I love it, man. And you guys, for those of you who are new into the game, stop asking for people advice or opinion, especially from the people that have never done the business. I get so much comments in Kong. And, I talked to a realtor and they said this is illegal. You can't do this. Come on, man. Gee. The question, anybody that tells you, okay, so let's just say that you decided you won't go into a certain business, all right, or a certain gig you want to do. And your friends, your family, or whoever it is tell you, hey, it's illegal, you can't do that. Your question back to them should be, have you done it before, bro? And have you successfully done it? If the answer is no, then why are you listening to their loser talk, man? All right? Dude, listen to the people that are doing what you want to do, making the kind of money you want to make. If they've never done it before, how do they have the rights to tell you that it cannot be done or it's illegal? Come on, man.
Yeah, and the thing that changed the course of my business, man, is a mentor told me is when people tell you it's illegal or against the law, don't be combative. Just simply ask them, hey, can you produce to me where that law is? And 9 times out of 10, they can't show you where that law is, where it's illegal. So, take things with a grain of salt, trust, but definitely verify what folks are telling you when it's kind of against what you're wanting to do.
Amazing, man. Amazing, man. You guys, thank you so much, man. Kaleef, thank you so much for taking time to jump on and this show. I really appreciate it, bro. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. You guys later. And remember, go get this money. Ciao, bro.